I've taken the tram along William Street all the way out here to Toorak and Orong Road. Now I'm in Clendon, or whatever this road is, where the Services Club is, so I'm nearly there. It's probably that building in front of us. See a flag there? That's 72. 2 flags actually, in the dark. It's a Services Club. Oh, this is the Toorak Services Club. It's 72 Clendon Road, Toorak. I'll go in here now. Here we are. This is where we're having our dinner. It looks like a French oak table like the one I've got at home. So, there's Sir Winston, got his books, some of them.
Bill, can you put your left arm down for a minute? That's good.
Good.
We didn't know when they were born. We even read a drink. Yes, you want a case. Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, that's Willie Dunlop. His father or grandfather.
How are you?
Alright, so I'm just doing
You look fantastic.
Yes, Caroline, you look beautiful.
Yes, I'm well, yes.
Have you had a good year?
at the table.
It's been a year.
I've had a good day.
Good day. That might be a big reach.
Yeah, and it wasn't raining, and Caroline got elevated. What did you get elevated to this time? You're a dame, or?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, just had a blank.
Justice of Grace.
Dame of Grace?
Dame Commander of Justice.
Dame Commander of Justice. So
Put myself on as
ranks are there?
Well, that's
So Caroline's sister was a dame, and then you go through the ranks.
the highest rank. But then you go into another level of Knight Grand Cross. Oh no, and bailiff. That's a whole different level.
Different sphere.
So you're the highest
Drink to
dame.
get different.
That's okay, we will.
Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, before proposing this toast to His Majesty King Charles III, I would like to wish, on behalf of us all here tonight, a speedy recovery and ongoing good health for the future. And hopefully we will have the pleasure of seeing His Majesty and Queen Camilla on royal tour in Australia later this year. So would you please charge your glasses and be upstanding and join me in a toast to His Majesty King Charles III.
King Charles.
King Charles. King Charles. There you go.
Cheers. Cheers.
So let's hope he's well.
Let's hope.
We've got the Heroes red wine. The Heroes white probably.
Got killed by being hit by a car.
Because we're in the Heroes room. At the Toorak ourselves.
I'm waiting for the invitation of the party. Although I'm told it's a standing invitation.
No, I will, because we could really talk to you about the
Talking.
Because they use
Lovely too.
Yeah, because there's a few things you want to know, I know that.
Yeah, nice. How did you two meet?
Whereas mine was more.
I'm very serious.
I want to talk a little about the history of the order, more as it affects us, we people, than perhaps all of the old ancient history of how it happened and where it happened, and that we can get. In fact, Dino probably has with him a nice brochure, which we have, which tells you a lot about the history of the order, which saves me going on about it. But let me start by saying that established in 1848, sorry, in 1048. 1048, this is when we got underway, a little bit
Amazing.
before any of us were around. And by the blessed brother Gerard, at a time of the Crusades, which we know a lot about, our order began as a hospice with for pilgrims and for local population. And this included people of all faiths, which I think is very important that we all understand. History places the original hospital, where work was performed, in the immediate facility of the present-day Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which I think many of you have been to and seen. And in fact, in that church, I don't know whether you had a chance to crawl through the manhole and see all the live things that were happening in those old days, and then come out the other side and go, I've seen it all, I believe. Anyway, so I do say to you that if you haven't already, then put the Malta on your calendar, your life calendar, and have a look at it, because it really is worth it. Yeah. OSJ remains amongst the oldest chivalric and religious organisations in the world. The order's motto, pro fido, pro utilitate hominum, for faith, for service to humanity, and serving others. Members' morale compass, and it is upheld by all of the members while we strive in the service to help the sick, the poor, and the needy worldwide. And I think Charles was saying so the other day, we were watching some television shows and seeing the destitute state of so many people today. To think on the 8th of October that there are 800 people were murdered, babies, were cut into pieces, and I agree with you. It's hardly something we can even believe that could happen, but it's happened. And yes, I don't know what your beliefs are with regards to Israel, but if I was leading the place, I think I'd be a fairly tough leader. The vision of the order is to be an ecumenical order, with roots deep in knighthood or knightdom, seeking in today's society to promote Christian unity, to practice charity, and to inspire compassion. It's something which many don't quite understand the importance of it. But and to do so, continuing in our role today under the Constitution of King Peter II of Yugoslavia. Excuse me. New members of our priory often ask about the history of our order in Australia, and we are proud to speak of some of the following names who you would understand. Sir Henry Bolte, 1955 to 1972, Premier of Melbourne. Yeah, he wasn't always a straight guy, but he certainly carried a lot of weight. Sir Roden Cutler, Governor of New South Wales, also a member. Sir Hubert Opperman, a cyclist, but seemed to have fame here as well. Colonel Sir Edward Weary Dunlop, surgeon and World War II hero. Sir John Kerr, Governor General of Australia, 1974. Brigadier Rod West, Commanding General, Joint headquarter transition team in Iraq. Many of you in the military would know of him. Saint Mother
Bill,
Teresa.
they're bringing dinner now.
Saint Mother Teresa.
Yes. Keep going.
Sir Reginald Ansett, who flew a few aeroplanes. Sir Macfarlane Burnett. Sir Arthur Streeton, Robin Cave, and Arthur Calwell. When Menzies was doing his thing, Calwell was the Labor Party, trying to do his thing, and it was quite difficult.
And he was always at St Francis Church on a Sunday.
There you go.
And went home and spent the rest of the day in bed.
Did you know?
And that's where Father Victor Farrugia lives now, at St Francis.
And he lost his final election by 69 votes.
The Communist Party directed 400 votes to the Liberals and enabled Menzies to get back in.
There you go. There you go. I've spent thousands of hours studying OSJ history over the past 33 years as a member of the Order of St John, and I feel new members will be equally fascinated by the bravery, the inspiration and the compassion of many men and women that gave a greater part of their lives to work with the sick, the poor and the destitute. I commend to you all, continue in the service of assisting as we can the sick, the poor, the destitute, whatever. Every little bit counts. When I walk down the street, I see a destitute fellow sitting on a rug outside Coles. I can't help but feel sorry for the man, even if I feel like saying, get off your ass and go and do some work. But that's all I wanted to say on this. I wasn't trying to do any history, just to let you know of the importance of people like us to those who are in great need. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, do any of you have any questions while the...
Good on you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Just
So do any of you have questions on the history of the order while we're waiting? And those of you who say what would normally happen here, to welcome into the membership Jessica and David, and then after Bill and Dino say what they're going to say, which is not going to be very extensive, then Jessica and David, we would like to hear about you. Yes. So, Bill, over to you.
Okay, look, to me it's fairly simple. I appreciate how much work goes into preparing for a function like this, not just tonight, but today, and the months beforehand, getting the approvals out of London and all the things that go with it. And I want to thank Dino for the huge amount of effort he's done. I'll leave it at that.
Well, thank you, Bill. Look, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to do this work because it's important. It's important for our future. It's a pity that we can't get younger people to be more engaged with us, despite the fact that we are committed. Difficult to get your son, your grandson, and I encourage all of you really to attempt to do so, because it's important. It's important work, and they need to know what the history, what our past was like, because as Winston Churchill said, if you don't know where you've been, it's very difficult to know where you're going to go. So I encourage you all to take this little booklet away and to share it with your children. Okay? Share it with them and tell them this is what we did, this is what we commemorated, right? And you, David, you've got your other brother and other people in Tasmania, which we hope, which will be able to open a chapter in Tassie. There's no reason why we can't do it. There's no reason why we can't extend the ambit of the order, but we all need to do a little bit more. And this is the start. And have a look at some of the material that you've had in the past as well. The flyer that we've put out, the pamphlet that gives you a history of the order. It's a good starting point. It's a good starting point. And we must remember that what we have here tonight, what all of the goods and the services that we received and the attention that we receive at our hospitals by people like Jessica and others are there because of other people having done that work. Those early seafarers from Amalfi that went over to the Holy Land and brought their religion and their auspices and their training to share with the Muslim in the Holy Land. And as the Prior mentioned before, remember that. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have the hospitals that we have now, the facilities that we have now. And unless we continue this quest, it can be lost. These traditions can be lost. So that's my...
All right, so what we'll now do is we will say congratulations and welcome to Dame Jessica Davis and serving brother David Allwood. Cheers, congratulations.
My pleasure.
Congratulations. Well done.
So, Jessica, tell us about you. We're all ears.
Yes, okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much to everyone for making today such a memorable, special occasion. And I understand there was a bit of paperwork involved, and I appreciate the efforts that everyone has gone to organise today. And I guess, I didn't realise that this order organisation existed. And I recognised from a very early age that I was compelled to help people. And I know there's a lot of people in the world that help people. But I didn't know that there was actually a group of people working together like this to network and strategically help people. And so I was quite impressed, overwhelmed, glad. So I'm really happy to be a part of the order. And I feel privileged and honoured, so thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Jessica. And not getting away so lightly, so can you tell us about your work?
There's more. That was just a little interval. Hang on a second, wait.
Good. Excellent.
So now, a little bit more about myself. So what do I do? So I've been a paramedic and a nurse for about 20 years. And unfortunately, like thousands of people, I was terminated because of the vaccine, the COVID vaccine mandates. A few interesting extra circumstances happened with my termination matter. However, since that point in time, I worked with, first of all, a group of paramedics who were also terminated from Ambulance Victoria. And ever since then, and we're talking about December 2021, we've consistently worked together through a legal process, but also working within communities and networking and fundraising and I guess approaching the situation as professionally as we can and tactfully and that's that side of thing, that's the admin. But what goes on behind closed doors is a lot of emails and care and compassion and understanding and talking to people who are in the situation that they're in and helping them. And a lot of people have had to move interstate A lot of people have lost houses. A lot of people have really suffered negatively because of the terminations. And so we've had to constantly work together and keep each other strong and support each other and help people financially. And it's been a long journey and it's still continuing. The groups are growing, and my business that I started 2 years ago to professionally organise this situation, Australians Working for Australians, now has not only the paramedics that I've been working with, but also all Victorian health employees. So they're growing as well. So they're doctors, psychologists, nurses, midwives, anyone who's registered with APRA. Essentially, and so we're throwing a net out to try and get workers back to work essentially. I don't know if everyone's aware, but only Victoria's still got the vaccine mandates still in place, but the rest of the country have either deemed them unlawful or reviewed the situation and deemed them unnecessary. So there's people making plans as we speak to leave Victoria because they have no more patience. And it's sad because we really want to just get back to work, and I guess the healthcare system is in a shambles. It's not doing so well, it's going south. So essentially that's the work that I've been working on. I now have an office and away from home. So for a large part of the last couple of years I was actually juggling working from home with the kids as well. AirPods in, cooking, cleaning, doing the dishes, talking. It was interesting. Definitely learned how to multitask. But yeah, so that's, I guess, the work that I've been working on, and I've got a few other future business endeavours as well. I managed to run as a state candidate for One Nation in the Victorian state election in 2022. And I've also recently just put in an application to run as a candidate in the federal election in 2025. So I don't know if that's me just casting out a net trying to get a job.
You've got a job. What are you doing?
Or maybe they're my best suited roles, I guess. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me.
That's
so I've been
wonderful.
very busy working and looking after my 2 girls. I've got a 4 and a 5-year-old. So that's kinder and that's prep. And yeah, here we are today. So I've got an Australian Human Rights Commission conciliation coming up shortly. So I've been working extremely hard on that to get not only myself back, but all the Victorian workers back to work through a legal process.
Wonderful. Great work, Jess. That's very, very commendable. Thank you so much for sharing. We'll have questions afterwards.
Yes, I'm sure.
So there you are, David. There's a fine example for you to follow.
Well, I'm just privileged to be accepted into the organisation. I know it does so much great work everywhere, and I'll try and keep it short so that no one gets too bored with this long speech. But I basically all mechanical bits with engines, that's all part of my job, and love cars and helping people, and I do a lot of charity work that a lot of people don't know about, and it's just little things that are done all the time, and getting someone that it's really great when you can get someone that you don't even know. And sometimes I've given them, like some homeless people, a hotel for the night so they've got a place to sleep, because none of the services have given them one, and given them food. And my neighbour around the corner is always at the big market cooking for the homeless, and I'm always backing her up with a lot of donations and a lot of things that people don't know about. And I try and keep most of it quiet, but it's good to always help out wherever you can.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So where that leaves what we're crafting wonderful people like David and Jessica. So the fact is that we don't know what most of us do. And, you know, it's quite interesting. We become members of this order, and so it's this opportunity to get together to find out what we do, number one. Number two, we are, as Dino says, we need and want new members. And then they say, well, why should we become members? That's why we've crafted a presentation, a webinar that all of you, we ask you when we send that out, we'll be running it monthly. You share it amongst your network. Dino was supposed to have sent you a recording of that presentation so you understand what this order is about, so that you're proud to share it with friends. Come along, watch this presentation about what this order is about, why it's important for the future of Australia, why it's important for the future of the world, and then those who are inspired to participate with us do so by speaking to Dino. Right, so the game plan is to send that out and say to people, anyone you speak to, just my voice is going. I have to tell you why my voice is going. I very rarely get unwell, and being unwell, Jessica, as Jessica would know, is nothing to do with catching a bug. It's everything to do with stretching the limits. So yesterday morning at 7:30 a.m. at Brighton Beach, it was 5 degrees, and I went for a swim in my bathers, no wetsuit.
Yesterday.
Yesterday
with the
morning.
with the Brighton icebergers.
Oh,
You deserve
God.
to have a crook throat.
And I kid you not, I've been swimming in the ocean for 61 years since I was 10. But I've never swum in winter. On the winter solstice, the water temperature was 10.5 degrees. And so, I kid you not, it was bloody cold. Anyway, so that's why my voice is gone. But I do seriously ask you, when we send out that notification that we're running a webinar, please invite your friends. There's no downside for you. You know, I do the presentation, and they'll be shocked. And hey, if you're interested in this, contact us, because it becomes a bit hard to talk about why should I join the Order of St John. That's what it talks about, the work that we do. And David, what you do, and Jessica, what you're doing to help people, and all of us around this table that help others, you know, it's important work to do. So it's the future of this order. It depends on that. So it's an easy, non-risky way to introduce people to the order.
Yeah.
All right, do it. And Dino, you want to say anything?
No,
And then we
thank you
have
for
questions of David and Jessica.
Oh, I'd like to ask David if he can repair the head on my Peugeot 203, 1954.
I'd love to, but
But it's stuck up at Rainbow and it's too far away to go.
no, but I've got worse taste in cars. So,
You lost your patience, have you?
no, I did my back while I was working,
Oh, God.
so there's a lot of stuff that I'd love to be able to do for people, and I physically can't anymore.
And of course, Dino,
Yeah.
I've got two very religious cats. Brother,
We have
Padre
Max
has a
and
one,
Layla.
and of course they're Jesuits, and they'd like to join the order as well. And they're missing me
I'll
at the
give you an
moment.
application form.
A poor stamp.
But they're very
Actually-
bossy cats, I believe.
Last week I went with Renata, who could not be here tonight, and we both had tears in our eyes because we had a more exciting and an unbelievable experience about charity. We went to Fusco University to see if they need some help from us, and there was this lady, an older law, dressed very good, and she's dedicated to, and that's what I said many long time when I just started, why we don't give food, like teen food and clothes. And other charities who actually want that. This lady, she started from nothing, from crash. She doesn't even got money from the city council because she doesn't want to be in control. And by herself, she started this charity. And people she was showing us, give us to her 3 big fridges to put the food free. Aldi give her food, Wood would give her food. And she, just a beautiful heart with not money or financial. And she, every week, she's going down to malls in Toorak, and they actually volunteer people cook food for those poor people, volunteer. And she's got these 3 fridges full of food and things, and Aldi give it toiletry and everything. So Renato and I thought that it would be really nice to help them, even if all of us, because some clothes that we don't need it, a pantry full of food we don't need it, and to donate it to those people who actually don't ask even a penny to the council or nobody, to rise charity. It was an inspiration. We had tears in our eyes. And this lady started from nothing. She actually said that she's got people putting clothes and food outside her door. I did it too. Because I felt so guilty when I got home. I go, oh, I got so many bags, so many shoes. Yeah, and I felt like, come on, Jana. And I went and bring 3 bags. It was a huge inspiration. We have to say we had tears in our eyes. How this beautiful lady donated by herself all that. And so we thought that we maybe can help with even clothes or food or anything to this charity who doesn't ask nothing from the government, no money, but they need help from people. It was an inspiration, and I have to share it.
Wonderful story.
Great.
And I think Dino, Renato told you, and I think Renato offered already something. But if anybody, that's what I said, if we got things that we don't need it, there are charity there that we need it too. It opened my heart.
Nice. Beautiful.
So helping that charity then, Jana, which is what we do. So what's the next step you're going to do? Are you going to advise Dino of this so that Dino can tell all of us about it?
We're going to have a meeting of the Northern Commandery Council and probably recommend that the council, the Priory Council, that we support that charity, as we do with Father Maguire and the Smith family and other.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
These people are being ignored, and the people making the decisions, unlike the people that Jana's talking about, they have not had any interruption to their income. All this public service. Not only that, they're all working at home 2-3 days a week, not even bothering to come to work, sitting on their bums doing bugger all, and still earning the income that they have while these people are suffering.
And for how long?
And they're getting a pay rise, as Jackie says.
And for how long have they been suffering for? For how long have they been holding out for?
So since
December 2021.
December 21. So yeah.
Yeah. With children, with mortgages.
People
Bills
we had to sell our house, so we sold our house. Yeah.
Mortgages. Thank you.
Yeah. People were able to stay. People were really quite doing it hard.
Oh, 3 of you. The Trinity.
I'm going to light the candle now.
Yes.
We've got the veterans. I think I might have to stand up for this.
Oh, you
We
stand
light
there.
this candle in memory of St. John the Baptist, our patron saint, and to honour those knights, soldiers, sergeants and citizens who fell under the banner of the cross. Their sacrifice has allowed us to live in the freedom of our Christian values. May this flicker of light guide us to continue the important work which they started, of helping the sick, the poor, and the oppressed. Kindly stand. They went with song to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Dino. So, would you like to, here's what, Bill, would you like to do the toast to the Grandmaster? And then, Caroline? Oh, he's
Sorry.
saving his, keep going. Pull that out. So, if we do the toast to the Grandmaster,
Yes,
and then we'll declare the formalities here, and then we can go into the bar and talk to all the people at the other end of the table. The bar is open. We don't have to rush home, and you can stretch your bottom so you're not sitting on the bottom. How does that sound? Reasonable, Bill? Those who want to sit here?
Probably the most important of all those is the Grandmaster. The Grandmaster is a man who lives entirely for us. Most people don't know much about him, but he's a very, very fine man who can do anything within his power to assist the development and the ongoing of the order. He has to face 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems a day within the order. We're in many parts of the world, as you know, and in some of those areas we have issues, just like we ourselves 10, 12 years ago had the issue of some separation of part of the order, of our order.
Thank you.
I feel that he deserves our respect and our recognition And to that end, I would like to ask you if you would charge your glasses, stay seated please, charge your glasses, and join me in a toast to Al Georgievich, our Lord Mayor, Grandmaster.
Hey, Grandmaster.
Thank you.
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster.
Can I do the closing prayer here?
Yep. We'll call on Dino for the closing prayer. He is masquerading as Father Victor Ferrugia.
As we come to the close of this evening, we gather our hearts in gratitude for the time shared, the connections made, and the blessings received. May the spirit of peace and unity that has graced our gathering tonight continue to guide us as we depart and go our separate way. We thank you, dear Lord, for the fellowship, the laughter, the moments of connection that have made and filled this evening. As we carry the memories of this time with us, may we also carry your love and light in our hearts, spreading kindness, understanding, and compassion wherever we go. Bless each person here and watch over us as we journey onwards into the night. May we find rest in your presence and wake up to a new day filled with hope and opportunities to serve others with love. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Formalities over. Bar is open. Be seated, be standing, be whatever you wish to do now.
On your way.
Be on your way.
We're going to.
And then you do
Well, we're at the end of the night now. We're at the bar at the RSL. And just talking to the Vice President, and a couple of others of us are left. And we're going home in a few minutes. And I think that's the end of our video for the Knights of St John on the 22nd of June.
Good to meet you.
Wonderful.
See you at the next one.
Indeed.
There we are, he's
Thanks
on.
for using our club as